Hello everyone, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do your weekly reading. Now this reading will go approximately the period between the 17th and the 23rd, and it will be for the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Please remember the readings are only general though. If it's not your story, then it wasn't meant for you. I also want to say there is a donate button now on my videos if you'd like to help the channel to grow. And also the training groups or the classes that I'm putting up are nearly full, so if you're interested in them, please let me know. There's only one place in 3 of them, and I think 2 places in the last one, so let me know if you're interested in taking part. They're all going to be done by Zoom, so as long as they fit in with your time zones, then you'll be able to do them. Okay, I am using the Cosmic Tarot for your reading, Sagittarius. Let's have a look at what's going on for you. Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles out. Now the Four of Pentacles is a card of, it can be about hanging on to your money. It can certainly be hanging on to old ideas or old ways of doing things. Sometimes we get stuck in a mindset that things can only be done one way. And I do often hear people saying things like, I'm too old to do that. I can't do that because I don't have the skills. Those sort of things where, you know, the card sort of implies that you need to let go of those sort of old ways of thinking or being, because you're holding yourself back here and it's time to let those ideas go. Now, if this is money and you're hanging on to money, then the same thing applies. If you hang on to money, it implies you have a lack mentality and money will not come to you because you're stuck in lack. Okay, so we have the Strength card behind that. Now, what often the Strength card tells us is that we need to work on our shadow side, that there are things about ourselves that hold us back from achieving what we want to achieve. Now, the Strength card is very much a card of being able to change our thinking, change that thinking that's been holding us back, change those things about ourselves that we don't like. For some unknown reason, we have this idea that if we're a certain way, then that is how it is. And we know that you can change things, you can change lots of things about yourself, but you've got to be willing to face the fact that you can change. So there's some sort of change in your thinking taking place here. Now, the Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak. So it could be that you've been through some sort of pain. It could be that you've sort of feeling very stuck at the moment and unable to move forward because you've sort of got stuck in this energy of not being able to do rather than taking the lead. So, and then we have this beautiful Ace of Wands. So the universe here is saying that you're in this stuck position because you believe you cannot go in a different way. So sometimes if we believe that we're stuck and we have no opportunity to do things a different way, then it may create a lot of pain for us in trying to move forward. But this Ace of Wands says to me, there is a way forward. You've just got to change the way you think about things. Okay, so we have the Page of Swords coming out first, Prince of Swords. So the Prince of Swords is information that's going to help you see more clearly. It's more clarity around your situation. Sometimes we are lucky that someone can shift our thinking just by saying something or doing something and putting us in a slightly different direction. Sometimes people can do this inadvertently. Sometimes it can be a direct thing. So say, for example, you were stuck because you wanted to do a certain course and you were unable to get in because of some restriction. And then you find someone who says, oh, there is a loophole here. You could do this if this. And then you find you can do what you wanted to do and you don't have to be held back any longer. But there's definitely a change here. It could be that you're making the change with this Five of Swords. Sometimes when we're sort of pushed into a corner, unable to see a way forward, that we find, you know, ways of doing things that we'd not thought about before. So it could be that you are starting to learn that taking a different attack place on this or a different defensive position is going to help you move forward because you're going to have so much more clarity. Sometimes this is maybe sticking up for yourself or speaking up for yourself. So maybe you're pushing back a little bit here to be heard. Maybe you've always been the person who stood back, because you're moving forward now with a whole lot more passion. So this energy here of moving in a different direction because you're finding passion here that perhaps that you'd lost. Maybe you've been hanging on to this idea of, moving in a certain direction and you weren't going anywhere, and something happens that you find your passion again, and it's got you going again. It's got you seeing what you want and where you can go. Beautiful, because now you're co-creating with the universe. So you're starting to understand now. You've got yourself back on track with what supports you in the universe. So it could be, as I said, if you're coming from this lack mentality where you're not able to achieve something because you're looking at all the negatives rather than looking at the positives here. But I feel like somebody's going to help you out by trying to get you to see, things from a very different perspective, and you're moving forward very, very quickly here. Okay, so the Seven of Pentacles talks of manifestation, but it talks of passion too. We also have this Wheel of Fortune. So you could have been on this wheel a little bit, this hamster wheel, sort of going round and round and not able to resolve your issues or problems here. Something is pushing you forward here though. Oh, okay, so it could be a love situation here. Okay, so maybe you've been looking for love. Maybe you've wanted to have someone in your life. And maybe you're sitting on the fact that you're not going to find love. How will you ever find love? Is it possible this can happen? Somebody here is about to change your mind on that, because you're creating something now. You're feeling positive about it. You may be putting the steps in place to help you to meet someone where you're sort of coming from this, place of gratitude rather than this place of lack now, which is helping you move towards a new thing. And it's bringing in this beautiful energy here, this new energy. Now it could be love for a person, but it could also be that you've now got an opportunity to follow something you love to do. So maybe you didn't have the opportunity before and you thought that you couldn't have that, but something's changing here. Something's changing very rapidly. You're allowing the past to fall away. You're allowing the past to move away, and you're looking towards the future now. So maybe your thinking has changed here, Sagittarius. Maybe you're starting to understand the power of, manifestation, moving forward rather than sitting in your past. Maybe you're letting go of those old ideas and those old ways of being that have held you fast. Oh, beautiful. So you're taking on the energy of the Queen of Wands. This means that you are starting to understand your own power, your own beauty, whatever it is for you. You're starting to understand that you can take this power back and find your own passion. Whether you're male or female, this Queen of Wands represents an energy of desire and forward movement, like taking the lead. Understanding, your own value, your own personal power. So you're taking back something this week. You're allowing this ideas that you've been stuck in to go. You're embracing your shadow side here and letting go of hurt and pain from the past. You've got a brand new start here, and it's bringing you whatever you want, really. It's bringing in these things you love. The universe is tipping you now in a different direction and allowing you to manifest with the universe. It's allowing you now. So you may have been, a bit stuck, perhaps stuck in the idea of want rather than taking action. But maybe you didn't know how to take action. And I feel that somebody is giving you clarity here. To move away from where you are and help you to manifest something new. Beautiful reading here. Okay, Sagittarius. Woo! The card that came out for you is all tied up. I think that's very interesting. So maybe that's where you've been, all tied up, and you're ready to go now. All right, this is lack of motion or sense of personal freedom. This card shows a woman tied up with vines around her wrists, body and arms. Receiving this card upright, it represents a situation in your life where things seem to be severely stuck. A major drama may be going on around you, stopping you from moving forward, or it may be that some technicalities are blocking your way. Perhaps you're waiting for a contract to be signed or an agreement to be made. Whatever is holding things up, the restrictions may be feeling quite oppressive at this time. If this isn't technically the case for you, what's tying you up is your own personal stuff. Look at life and see how you can be your own jailer. Are you tying yourself up in some emotional angst or in a negative habit that you refuse to deal with? If so, it's time to cut the vines and make serious changes now. You needn't live in your self-imposed jail any longer. So whatever it is, I feel like someone's coming in to help you cut these ties. So I feel like somebody is coming in here, whether this is a love interest, a love offer, a friend just seeing you sort of struggling. You may be going to someone to get some information here, but whatever it is, you are cutting these ties that are holding you back. Have a great week, Sagittarius.